Going back to sort of the beginning of this conversation, when you were mentioning headaches and headache studies, what is something curious that you have found for yourself through that research specifically?
Well, one of the earliest things is probably the first thing that I mentioned, that it is a neurochemical disorder in most cases, which means that not all illnesses are the same. And even not all neurological illnesses are the same. And I'm in a department of neurology, but in many neurological disorders, you can't get better. You can adapt, but the condition is deteriorating. This is something that I learned that you actually can get better, so that it is very important to be aware of the fact that you do need the appropriate mindset to not give in to the headache. The other thing that I probably was naive about at the beginning is the fact that if you take narcotics, or even if you take lots of over-the-counter medication, you can create rebound headaches. In other words, your body begins to adapt to it, so it's almost like missing a meal. So the emphasis has been to really not be reliant on this, but to work on prevention. And I think that's really fit my personality greatly, is to work on prevention rather than crisis. And I think it fits so many of the other things that I do. For a long time, I was kind of a traditional psychologist. I think just like with traditional physicians, I think that most of us were brought up kind of focusing on disease. Physicians, of course, might be dealing with all kinds of medical diseases, from illnesses, common cold, pneumonia, diabetes, things of that nature. We were focused on things like anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress, things of that nature. And for a long time, the goal was to kind of deal with that disease and get the person to what I call neutral. In other words, if I can get the person to be less anxious, then my work was done. If I could get the person who is depressed to get out of bed, go to work on a regular basis, my work was done. We weren't concerned about what happens afterwards. Just as, for example, if you have surgery, maybe after a follow-up visit or two, the surgeon doesn't want to see you anymore. His work is done. But when we're dealing with people, with human beings, that shouldn't be the stopping point. Neutral shouldn't be the stopping point. We want to be able to concentrate on flourishing, on thriving, on becoming well, and so on. So we want to focus on what people who are doing well, who are healthy, focusing appropriately, what are they doing, and how can we expand that to the other population? And as I got older, I became concerned about the fact that while some of my peers are doing really, really well in this regard, there are a lot of people who accepted the fact that, hey, this is a time for decline. There's not a whole lot I can do, so I may as well just watch as much TV as I can, eat whatever food I do, and so on. And that helps the decline, unfortunately. I knew there was a better way. I felt that it was important to bring that better way to the older adult population. But by the same token, I think that it's really an extension of what we should be doing all our lives. I like to tell people they should start growing old early, because that's, at any age, is when you should start being concerned about what you put into your body, how you use your body, the amount of sleep you do. Are you learning novel things in addition to what you need for the job? And very importantly, are you staying socially connected with a group of people that may range in age from much younger to much older?